Welcome back, everyone, to
the Bourbon Study. These are the voyages of the Starship Bourbon.
Admittedly, I know nothing about Star Trek mostly, but I do know about Jean-Luc Picard.
I mean, who doesn't know Picard? Star Trek: The Next Generation, I feel like, was
Everybody knows.
just...
Even if you're not a Trekkie.
Everyone's household had it on, right? Like, it was always on at like the 7
You'd watch
p.m.
that and then MacGyver.
Yes, like everyone's... I was talking about with Kim about it the other day, too, and she was like, she remembers her parents downstairs, like, watching it. And I was like, I remember it being on upstairs. And like, I saw the movies, and then I got into Star Trek because I love Star Trek. So I got into Star Trek when Star Trek Voyager was on, when they got 7 of 9 out of the Borg. So I watched all of that. I watched Enterprise, and I've watched all of the modern Star Trek shows that are on Paramount Plus, which are Discovery, Strange New Worlds, and Picard. And
I have only seen Next Gen, and then I've seen like the movies. With
the
Chris
J.J.
Pine.
Abrams ones, yes, which I very much enjoy as well.
Yes.
You'd probably like the modern Trek because they also have a very... It's a similar aesthetic with a similar type of storytelling, so it like rolls the two together pretty well. But right now, as of the publishing of this video, the 3rd season, the final season of Picard, which is
Picard.
It's all done, and I have, since we recorded this ahead of time, I have no idea what's happened, but I have to say, I'm 8 episodes in out of 10, and this is like, for me, the best show on television right now, which I will say, as you can attest to anybody that will listen. And this is basically a Next Generation reunion. So we've got LeVar Burton.
Oh,
LeVar's on it. And guess what? So he's got Geordi has 2 daughters on the show, and I had no idea one of the daughters is his real daughter, real life. And I was like, oh, that makes me happy. But so I'm excited. I'm nervous. I've been enjoying every episode. So I said to Jill, I was like, let's make a drink.
You know what could help you?
Bourbon.
A drink.
A drink to celebrate, to toast to the one and only Patrick Stewart.
Yes. So of course, we were talking about like, well, what is Captain Jean-Luc? Well, he's very fancy, a little pretentious at times.
Oh, geez, yeah. We're talking about a guy who lives in the 23rd century, 24th century now, I guess.
But still very old school.
He's like, yeah.
British, of course.
Yes, exceptionally British.
And then also right now, blueberries just happen to be in season. So I made we went picking berries, and then I made a bunch of syrup of those berries. But to make it a little bit more blue, like a Romulan ale additive, we are using a little bit of blue curacao.
Yes, and of course, because Jean-Luc Picard famously favorite drink is an Earl Grey tea.
Earl Grey tea. I did make a syrup with this, which was 2 tea bags, 1 cup water, 1 cup sugar. Boil. Very simple.
Yes.
And the blueberry was the same. 1 cup water, 1 cup sugar, 2 cups of actual fresh blueberries.
And then if you have been watching Picard, you know he sat there with Jack Crusher in the holodeck bar, and they drank some whiskey. So we were like, this is perfect.
All the things.
Perfect.
The whiskey, the ale, the Earl Grey tea, all of those
Yes,
things.
and apparently they do actually, there is a company that makes Romulan ale now, because we saw
you can get it at ABC.
But I looked it up, and it was like sold out everywhere around here, so we couldn't get it. So we're just subbing. We're subbing with the curacao.
Still very spacey, very upscale, very Picard.
Well, let's do it.
All right, so we're going to use...
Engage. Nailed it.
2 ounces of bourbon, of course. This we're using the Castle and Key because the bottle is fancy. Seems very...
Oh, it's very Chateau Picard.
Very Chateau Picard. Yeah. This would fit in on any shelf on the Enterprise. Then we're going to use 1 ounce of the Earl Grey tea syrup. I put it in this because pouring it out of the container
this seemed better.
So,
I don't need splashback on me.
1 ounce of the Earl Grey syrup. 3/4 ounce of the blueberry syrup.
Freshly picked here locally.
Yeah, it does smell so good.
Yeah.
It's very like...
Blueberries, yeah. It's like...
fresh, not too super syrupy. That's why I put 2 cups of berries with 1 and 1 instead of 1 cup of berries. So I wanted the tartness to stay around. So we got 2 ounces of bourbon, 1 ounce of the Earl Grey syrup, 3/4 ounce of the blueberry syrup, 1/4 ounce of blue stuff.
Blue stuff to give it that little extra punch.
A little darker navy color.
Isn't it wild? Blueberries are purple.
Yeah.
They're not really blue.
And then we're going to do a squeeze of about 1/2 ounce of fresh lemon.
Fresh lemon.
Fresh lemon. Just a little squeeze.
With a little bit of citrus.
A little punch up. The lemon and the blueberries kind of like enhance one another.
Yeah. So now you're gonna shake this at
0 degree.
A warp factor 10.
A 0 gravity shake.
Yeah.
And then we're using look at these little star glasses.
They're cute. I love those.
So cute. So regal.
It screams that Jean-Luc pretentiousness. Jean-Luc Picard, more like Jean-Luc pretentious. Boom, nailed it.
Boom, nailed it.
Look at that.
And then we've got some little
But
blueberries.
aren't you adding a little bit of zazz to this too? Look at you go.
Okay, this actually is edible. So this is Sunflower Sugar Arts edible glitter.
Oh, edible glitter.
Yeah, this is safe to eat.
I'm going to get a phone call later tonight and be like, sorry, I used the wrong glitter. But what's really great about this is
used Rose Art Crafts.
Yeah. Did you feel a little hoarse while you drank it? Was it tearing through you? It adds a nice little spacey
It's like a little nebula
glitter
cloud
to it.
on top. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
To the future. To Jean-Luc. Oh, that's definitely going to have glitter on my face.
I love the tea. The tea is like the star of this drink.
It's what I love about it is like it's so unique because of the Earl Grey. Because I don't have a ton of. First of all, you don't have a ton of bourbon drinks with tea in it, let alone many alcohol drinks. Because usually I feel like the tea they pair together like gins or something like that. Yeah, I can imagine Picard having everyone on the holodeck, and this is a sort of drink they would all have had.
This would be a very swanky, like captain's quarters sort of a soiree.
I think this is a very nice springtime drink. Like it's very, very like. I don't know. I love stirring it with the skewer
There's a
too.
lot
Getting
of
the
depth of flavor because of the berries and the tea.
I bet this would be a great pre-batch drink too.
Yeah. Also, what I was saying to you is how like Earl of Sandwich does the Earl Grey lemonade. Mm-hmm. Like you could put this syrup in everything. Put it in your lemonade. Put it in your iced tea. Put it in your
butt. Another syrup we found that has found success. So I think this is an incredibly approachable drink. Again, for somebody who might not be a bourbon drinker, I think this is a very well-rounded drink that's not offensive to anybody who's a specific, like, oh, I only drink this liquor.
Yeah, it's not like,
whatever.
ooh, whiskey flavor.
Yeah, it's like it all mellows together very nicely. And like you said, it has that depth and it's very delicate. And I don't know, it's something else. It's something else.
It's out of this world.
It's out of this world. This is a drink they'd have in the Delta Quadrant. Anyway, give it a try. Let us know what you think. If you like the video, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. And of course, we have our Patreon, which is patreon.com/
The Bourbon Study. And of course, if you want to make your own syrups, 1 cup of water, 1 cup of sugar, and whatever your additive is. Fresh berries.
How many tea bags did you say
I
you
used
used in this
two
one? 2
Twinings Earl Grey bags
Twinning.
for that recipe. But anything can be made into syrup. Literally anything. Just make sure you hide the good tea bags because your mother-in-law will drink them.
We hope that you've enjoyed Picard. There's more Star Trek around the corner. We hope that you enjoyed the drink. And we just want to say thank you for joining us here
On the Bourbon Study. Cheers.
See you on the bridge.